Welcome to Learning Reframed, a leadership series exploring calm leadership, strategic clarity, and the systems that build high performance cultures. I'm Dr. Ken Feldman, and each episode we explore the practical disciplines that help leaders create clarity, stability, and meaningful progress in complex environments. If you find these conversations valuable, be sure to follow the podcast and share it with someone who might benefit. Let's get started. When someone you care about is struggling to learn, the instinct is almost automatic. You step in, you explain, you try to fix what isn't working. But that instinct comes from a good place. And you want to help. And you want to reduce frustration. And you want to make progress easier. But sometimes, the more we help, the less learning actually happens. Guidance is not about doing less. It's about doing the right amount. Too little, the learners feel unsupported. Too much, they feel controlled. And most people, especially those who care, tend to lead toward over-involvement. Not because they want control, but because they want to prevent struggle. The challenge is this. Struggle, in the right amount, is where learning happens. It's where thinking develops. It's where problem solving strengthens, and is where confidence is actually built. If we remove that completely, we almost remove all growth. It seems this plays out many times. A student or a team member starts to struggle. The instinct is to step in quickly, to guide every step. And in that moment, things improve. The task gets done, the problem gets solved. But over time, something else happens. The learner starts to wait. They wait for direction. They wait for correction. They wait for confirmation. Not because they lack ability, because the system has trained them to depend. Effective guidance requires balance, and that balance can be understood through three specific ideas: availability, restraint, and responsibility. Availability means support is there. The learner knows they're not alone. Restraint means they don't step in too quickly. We allow effort before intervention. And responsibility means the learner owns the work. They think, they try, and they engage. When those three are aligned, something changes. Learning becomes active, confidence becomes real, and progress becomes sustainable. So the question becomes not how do I help more, but how do I help in a way that still requires thinking? So this week, try a small shift. Before stepping in with an answer, pause. Ask a question instead. Let the learner think first, even if it takes longer, especially if it takes longer. Good guidance doesn't eliminate struggle. It makes it meaningful. And when learners feel supported but not controlled, that's where they grow. Thanks for listening to Learning Reframed. If this episode was helpful, consider following the podcast and sharing with someone who might benefit from the conversation. You can explore more leadership insights, books, and writing at learningreframed.org. And remember, leadership becomes clearer the more calmly and consistent we practice it. See you next time.